Hello guys, this is Paula back to do part 2 of the book that we started last night. So we're altering this book. Basically, we're adding pages to make it pretty. Now I was just looking at this before I came on video. That's pretty good size on there. Normally I wouldn't do something like that. It's just it didn't come with smaller ones in the pad. But it really looks good in person. It looks better in person, I think, than it does on camera. But we've got the front page done, and we were moving on to the inside. Did we do the back? Yes, we did the back and the inside cover. So we're going to move on. I'm going to get up here a little closer, hopefully, so we can work on this. All right, so we'll do the pocket last. I think we should get the pages in first. And I am going to go ahead and use glue instead of that tape because it just took us way too long. All right, so what you do is you take the first 2 pages. That's why I've got them clipped here. You take the first 2 pages, 1 and 2, and you put some glue in between the pages to seal them shut. I mostly concentrated on just around the edges, and just so it wouldn't spill out everywhere. I'm going to make sure you guys can see here in just a second. I'm going to check. You don't want to be out of camera. And what I do is I just take this first page, bring it up high, and then take my left hand and kind of push it over so it doesn't wrinkle. I didn't have any trouble with that, so I'm sure that's the perfect way to do it. Okay, now, like I said, I had my papers that I cut. Keep your fingers crossed that they'll fit. You know how that is. Okay, and I had written the measurements here as I was doing it. And then as you go on, you see that's the second divider. And then there's a third divider here. Excuse me. So we're going to do the front one first. Now, I know some of these aren't a perfect measurement, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Now that I've already got them cut out, somebody had a great suggestion that, instead of even trying to measure, just lay the paper on and trace around it. Glue it and then trace around it and cut it off. So you could do that. You could absolutely do that, but I want, me, I think I have to have control somehow. So I'm going to turn it like this as I'm gluing it. I've got it in place, okay? And I'm just going to glue a half at a time. Now, I think this is the best way to do it. Now, you do want to get on the edges as much as you can. So go around the edges on half of the page. Make sure you can, get it down there. Okay, let's see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't leak out anywhere. But it appears to be attaching just fine. Man, I just got that the right size. Don't ask me how that happened. Okay, now I'm going to lift this other side up that hasn't been glued yet. And I don't know what that little bit of glue is doing on the bottom down there. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around again because I'm right-handed and I can't squeeze this glue bottle with my left hand. Okay, so now we're still going to follow around the outer portions of the paper. You want to make sure you're getting in the corners good and around the edges good. Okay. Now, I trim around the corner and trim any excess as I go along with each one because I don't I don't want it to be, see, now you have to watch, because if it sticks to one page, if you have any glue seeping out, so let me see if that's 1 or 2 pages. Okay, that's the actual pages, so there's not any stuck to that. So I turn it over and do the other side, rub it down real good too. Okay, now, you move this stuff out of my way. I feel like I cleaned off my desk well enough to do this. Went to a huge garage sale today, and yes, I spent like $101. I was like, oh my goodness. But I got some real bargains. So, I've always wanted to get Anna Griffin cards at least once and do them. And, well, they're so expensive. They're like 50 bucks. So I wasn't going to pay that. But someone had a brand new kit at the garage sale, and I happened up on it. And yes, I guess I trimmed that side already, so we're going to trim this side. And so I bought it for $25. That was a big chunk of what I spent, you know. Okay, so it looks like this trimmed pretty good. Let me look here. I've got a little bit of paper sticking out. So we might as well do it while we can see it clearly. Okay, just a little bit right here. It's not a whole lot. But it's easier to trim as you go compared to, you know, doing it any other way. Okay, so now we're going to put page 2 on the opposite side. And this time we don't have to glue any paper because we're going to put it on the back side of the 2 we glued. This time we don't have, the line is very faint right here. So we really don't have to worry too much about it. We just need to get it even everywhere else. Everywhere else. So I got paper packs. I got, you name it. Okay, so I'm lifting up the opposite way now, it looks like. And I'm doing the same thing that I did, only keeping the book upright. Yep. Okay. Put that down. When I'm holding this, I've got my wrist down on this other side so it can't move. Okay, let me pull this up. We are sticking, what is the deal? Oh, that's the paper. I'm a moron. No, I'm not. I'm not a moron. I shouldn't have said that word. I feel like a silly person. Is that better? I always think of, the reason I say that every now and then is because I don't say it about anybody but myself. But I don't know if you guys, I watch the reruns during the day of Reba. And you know how she always said, you were just a moron. Well, so sometimes I'll say, Polly, that was something a moron would do. But I'm talking to myself. Okay, so this is the second side, or the back side. I've got to get something to get this glue that's oozing out in big chunks. I don't want it to get on any other papers. Okay, it was coming out this end right here. Where's my little glue thing? I'm going to turn it around again. It's coming out over here a little bit, but not bad. Okay, now we're going to trim this right here. Now, after these dry, you know, they won't feel kind of wet because they do, you know how Fabri-Tac feels cold and Yeah. Trying to get my scissors lined up. I am sorry. I don't know why. Every time I get on here, it seems like I start coughing. I think it's coincidental. My allergies today are kind of tickling my throat. And I love it when that happens. How about you guys? Do you love it when mold is high or any of that? Because I don't. I sure don't. Okay. So we have 2 down. Just got two more to do, or 2 more sections. We'll put the tabs on after we get these. I'm going to rub this down really good. Make sure we don't have any spot that's not attached. Rubbing is the key to getting the edges down. Okay. Okie doke. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the middle section that we decided would be the second divider, which is right here. And I've got 2 pages together here. So I'm going to take this one and put onto this one. I got trim, little pieces of scraps all over my desk. Oh, it's a disaster. Anyway, but I'll show you what I got here in just a second at my little haul. I had a big haul. You guys, I had 3 bags. And I had, what else did I get? Oh, I also got the Anna Griffin paper pack. You know, the card paper pack. And it's called Pretty Papers. They are. And it was brand new too. I always like it when I can get a deal like that, don't you? Oh, and I found some really cute little boxes that has teacups all over it. I'll show you that right now because it's beside me. Aren't these cute? All right, guys, don't be jealous, but let me tell you how much it was. 25 cents. And I got 2 of them. So I felt like I scored on that. What else did I get? Let me think. I got a bag maker, but I'm also going to use it for, I don't know if you guys have ever had one of these. I've seen them, I just haven't. I saw this jagged look and I thought, I can use that in my collaging as well. But yeah, it's made to make little bags, gift bags. I know, we'll see, huh? We'll do it sometime. That was another thing I got. And I got 2 or 3 paper pack. Oh, I got the large 12 by 12 Christmas pack. Tim Holtz Christmas pack. Not the small ones that he puts out now. But the older one. So I felt really happy that I was able to get that. Okay, now we'll start this one. If I can get my glue to hold out. Thank you guys for commenting and letting me know what you think about the project. You know, as a YouTuber, you don't know what different people are going to like, you know. So you try to come up with things that are useful for everyone involved. But a lot of times, you know, people don't always like what you decide to do. And when you don't get comments, you know for sure they don't like what you do. All right, do you know what I just did? I put the glue down. This paper is one of the short ones. Let me see. Yeah, I'll have to put a piece of trim on here. Oh, Paula, Paula, Paula. What do you do? It's been a few days since I cut this, obviously. Now I remember there was a couple that was short and I wasn't going to waste another piece of paper. So I thought, I'll just put a piece of trim on there. And if I like the way it looks, we'll put it on all of them. Okay, I still have more room. So I'm going to push it over. Maybe I did cut this the right size. It's looking like it. Let me look here. Yep, we still have a little ways to go. I think I did cut it correct. It just didn't look right, like it was the right size. And boy, is it seeping here. It pushed all that glue over to the margin. Okay, now I'm going to press this all down really good while that's kind of given a few minutes to dry before I attack the glue. I'm going to see if any of them glued around the edges got any glue on them. Nope, it's just on the margin. Isn't that crazy? So I'm going to trim the corners. Okay. Right here. Get my scissors to hold still. Okay. Got to be quiet because I'm concentrating. Okay, let's do this one. It's funny, every one of these I cut is a little bit different shape. Okay, so we've got that. Now let me get my little eraser. This should be dry enough to go over it and get rid of this because it seeped out a lot of glue on this one. Well, that's because I didn't know it fit. It didn't appear to. I don't know about you guys, but if I do a project, give me 3 or 4 days and I'm like, oh, now what was I doing? You know, sometimes it's just, I'm just feeling for glue. I need to do a major cleaning on my craft table. My camera, or my lights, my big lights are covered in dust. It's not very attractive. Okay, I think we got it. So now we can move on to the other side. And before I put the glue down, I'm going to make sure our paper fits just fine. Okay, so here we go. Yep. It sure does. So let's get it glued down. There's a lot of glue involved. A lot of glue and what? I can't remember. Was it 10 pages? I think if you covered a smaller book and you know, you could do half the pages. But I don't think they make the composition books smaller. I might actually run out of glue during this part too. Have to open up my other one. So, speaking of opening up Fabri-Tac, I also had a comment, and thank you to all these people who have given me, you know, little tips and tricks. I also, I'm going to scoot some of this glue because it will come out. When you open your Fabri-Tac, if you don't want it to climb all over the place, one of my subbies said that you don't take the seal inside off completely, that you poke a hole in the middle of it. And by poking the hole in the middle of it, you can, by poking a hole in the middle of it, you can allow it to only come out so fast. That's a great idea. So I have poked a hole in my new bottle, and when we start using it, we'll see if it really does work. I don't question that it does. You know, it makes sense to me that it would. It's just that, you know, we need to know how big of a hole to. I didn't find out how big of a hole. I could have scooted that over a little bit more, but I think it's as far over as it's going to go. Okay, so now we'll check for glue. None there, none there. Really pinch it with your fingers. Make sure it's... Now I got to trim it on this side, because I could have really pulled it over just a little bit more, but it's no biggie. No biggie. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't know, maybe that's 1/8 of an inch. I just know that it's quite a bit hanging off there. But the nice thing is it doesn't matter, because it's a 99-cent book, plus whatever you gave for your paper and glue. But you know, it's so worth it. It ends up looking pretty cool. So that part's nice too. All right. So now I just want to make sure that that edge is down and the edge is down here. All right. So if you go back after you've put all these down and you want to check all the edges of your paper and make sure everything is stuck down. If you see a gap or anything, just take your glitter glue or a fine tip like this and go inside, just inside between the pages, and put a little glue there. I've done that a few times too. Okay, we're going to the last paper here. And let's just keep our fingers crossed that we don't run out of glue until we're done with this last one. Well, really, even the pocket. I'd like to get it all. Let me check the size here. Now, I think we just, no, we didn't use that same paper. I started to say, I think we just used that same paper. We did use it on the inside front corner. Okay, cover, I mean. All right, so this is going to be right here. So let's just check and make sure everything is like it needs to be. It appears so. Let's see. You know what? I already glued this last one. I was trying to save time, and you know what? I think I glued the last. This paper is so thin that you really can't tell if paper's glued together or not. But this one has 3 in it, but that's all right. All right, so 2 sheets is already glued together right here. These 2 are already glued. See, right there. Okay, so now all we have to do is put glue here on the top. I hope you guys had a good day. I had a great day today. I hung out with my friends, something I don't do that often. And, well, it's probably because I was doing something I love, you know, going through all kinds of scrapbook, card making, all kinds of stuff that works for journaling too. And I just had fun. I've already put most of it away. I wished I hadn't have, because there were some things I would have liked to have shown you. I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking, oh my word, I got to get this done. Get it all up, put up so I can do my video. Okay. Got quite a bit there. Quite a bit here. There we go. All right. Now, we'll probably have some oozing out of here because I got a little carried away. The glue, seems like the emptier the bottle gets, the crazier the glue is. Do you know what I mean? At least that's how it appears. You guys, I was driving down the highway today. I don't know if I told you that. I think I did tell you that we have a lot of baby ducks in our pond. And there's one that's got 12 babies. And it's so cute because the father is like the leader. Most of the time, you see the mother leading them. But when the father's around, he leads the whole clan. Anyway, they were so cute. But today, I went out on the street out in front of our house. I trimmed these corners. And they were crossing the road, the main road to our housing addition. And the mama was not with them. She would give them a spanking. They would be in so much trouble. It's so fun to watch them, guide them around. You know, guide them around the outside of the pool and our pond, and then also, you know, how they act in the pond. But they're so cute. But one of them's got 12. Ooh, why is that peeling? It must have got a little wet. Looks like it. It's all right. I know that, so I'll be very gentle. Anyway, so they're so cute. And I was on the highway and my friend was with me. And she goes, oh my. You know, because it's usually real busy through there. But luckily, they got off the road in time. And they were not like infants. They were probably 3 or 4 weeks old. When I say infants, you know, for an animal. Like, you know how they're one size one day and the next week they're twice their body weight. Something crazy like that. Okay, right there. It's not really got glue. Okay, and our last page, boom, 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 drum roll please, is this one. Let's see. So now I think I want to line it up on the inside first. Let's see. Right there. Make sure it's lined up at the bottom. Yeah, and this one is the one that is slightly small. Remember me saying there's one? Of course, I didn't look at this one either. Think I would learn. But no. Yeah. It was about a 1/4 inch short. Not quite a 1/4 inch. More like an 1/8. But it's so light that you can't see it. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to kind of pinch these edges together. My fingers are all sticky, so I'm using the palm of my hand. Now I'm going to try to dry up this little section right here. It's got glue coming out. Not bad though. I'm afraid if I erase too hard with, you know, on the glue that the paper will get a hole in it because it's not as heavy as the cardstock, of course. Okay, so there we go. Now let me turn it around. I think I just felt some glue on the side. No? Yeah, right there. Just a little bit. If you have, when you make these, if you find you got a little bit of glue on another page and they're gluing together or sticking to each other, I wouldn't even worry about it. It's not going to hurt anything. Just separate them the best you can. Because when you use this amount of glue, you're going to miss seeping glue somewhere, you know. Now, just so you know, I am going to list these 2 books in my Etsy shop. If anyone is interested, it won't be the next day or 2, but it'll probably be next week. Because today's Friday, and and then on Saturday I have the grandkids. So you know how that goes. You can't get anything done. But if I can get it in there sooner, I will. I just have to take pictures and all that. Okay. Yeah, they're really cute. And I thought, well, I'll list 2 of them. And I have very little in my Etsy shop right now because I can't keep, stuff in there. So I am making some ephemera, different kinds of embellishing. I'm doing some of my collaging and putting in there. And I'm selling stuff like a set. And so I haven't got it in yet, but I've got it ready to have its pictures taken. And if I can convince my husband to help me with my digital stuff. I have some really pretty doilies and vintage pictures and just all kinds of cool stuff to put in there. All right. Woohoo! So now we have all 4 or all sides taken care of. I'm moving this nasty scraps and glue so we can move on to the next part. Okay, these lights get so hot. I'm like sweating, guys. Okay, I have to turn my little fan on. Okay, so let's do the pocket right here. And see this strip? This is the reason I have this strip, is to fit on the one that's too narrow. But I have discovered that it really is not too narrow. Okay, so I'm going to get this pocket down right here. All right, come on, glue. You know it wants to act up when it gets... It may not give me another drop. It kind of gets to the point... Oh, here it comes. It gets to the point it's like, I'm done. All done. And it's sticky. It's pretty sticky right now. And I'm going to have to kind of reel it in a little bit because it's oozing out. Can't get it to come out, and then it comes out, and it's just craziness. Okay, so I'm going to be very careful not to get this all over the inside of my pocket because it makes it pretty hard to put anything in it. Whoops, dropping things everywhere. All right, so this kit, I'm going to center this right here. This particular book, or the paper pad that I took the paper from, it is, all of their journaling cards are gigantic. They're like 1/4 of the page, except for this one. I think I had one more that wasn't as big as the page, but I don't know why they don't give you some small ones. And now I'm thinking, what am I going to put? Oh, I liked decorating right there. So I don't have anything to decorate that portion at this time. But I'll keep looking. I'll keep my eyes out for something that will work. Okay, I got a little bit of seepage. Shocker, right? On this pocket. Not bad. When I watch videos, I don't know if it's just me, but when I see people use Fabri-Tac, I don't see them ever have oozing. It's because I just want to make sure everything stays together. And I think to myself, is it just me? And I see people using less and less Fabri-Tac and using glitter glue more, but it just, to me, that fine point, there are certain things you can use on that, But to me, that's pretty risky, if you know what I mean. In my opinion, it's pretty risky to use it on anything that is a main part of your book. Okay, so now we're going to put our tabs on. So what I did is I punched out 2 of them already, but I want to show you how I do them. I take a square piece of cardstock and I fold it over in half, or as close to half as I can, just so I know it's big enough. And I take my We Are Memory Keepers let me get, and I slide this in. See, you can see here, I'm sure you've seen people do this before, and you want to make sure this little piece of paper gets into where it needs to be in order to punch. Now, this is a single-sided tab, okay? If you fold it in half, and when you get to this portion right here, you leave a little space, you'll have a fold and you will have a double-sided tab, which is, you know, perfect. Okay, so then you have to squeeze it, and there you go. You want to get your paper out so it doesn't get jammed in there, and close up that. Now we have 3 tabs, 2 blue and a pink, because that's pretty much the colors we're going for here. So I think I'm going to put a blue on the first page. It's not the same blue, but it is close enough, you know. So what I do is I open it up, and come on out of there. Let's just suck you dry here, little glue bottle. We don't want you to even think that you're going to rip 1 penny off, right? So I just put glue on, mostly on one side, and then just along the edge on the other one. So, and then I just slide it in, and we're going to put this one at the top, okay, right up here. And make sure you're gluing it onto the other side here. And what I do is I just kind of lay this part down and cover up just the very bottom part of the tag. Make sure it's even on both sides. And when you know it's straight like you want it, you just press down and make sure everything is looking like you want it to look. Okay, let's check this side. Yeah, it's got glue going. You know, of course. Get that off. Okay. It's really cute. Now, if you don't want to do yours, if you make one at home and you don't want to do your tab, this is a different print on the tab than this paper, but it is the same colors. So it kind of is hard to tell. Okay, there's the first one. Now in the other book, now if you have journaling cards and stuff like that, in the other book I put a small journaling card right here, and on the back side I didn't do anything, but then on this one I put another journaling card, and the same thing on the back one, but nothing on the back portions. If you wanted to add a pocket in the back, you could, or a side tuck or something like that. You just have to be creative. If you wanted to use a grommet and punch that and put a hole, you could add a charm. You know, you could take it as far as you would like. Everybody, you know, likes different things or has different purposes for it. But I figured, you know, a pocket could hold like receipts if you had it with you. You can use this as a journal too if you wanted to. Now I'm going to measure right here and mark where the center is. I'm going to get over here. What I did last time is I did like this. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put the one on the end. I'm going to put the back-sided one, the last one, and then come back and do the center. That way we can have them as close to even as we can. Okay, this is going to be a navy one too, which is the other paper. Okay, come off of there. I should have left it upside down. All right. Just barely squeezing it out, so hopefully that will help. Okay, so got little balls of glue everywhere. So now we are looking at this, and we want this one to be on the third one we put in, not the second, the third, which is back in the back. Okay, here it is. Now, make sure there's no paper behind, and we're going to put it right down here. Okay? Whoops, moving it all around, Paula. That doesn't help. Okay. And then you just want to put your tab here, and you want to make sure it's straight, like you want it. And then pull it back a little bit and rub it on really good here. And bring it over here and do the same thing on this side. All right, so now we want to measure, when we get to the second divider, we want to measure for the center. And let's see, I think, so it's 9.5, so we can do 4 3/4. I think that's where I did it, right there. And I ended up marking it with the pencil. Okay. Okie doke. Hold still, ruler. So I'm going to put it right here, the center right there. See if that doesn't work. All right. Now you could also put ribbon on the front. You could just use your imagination decorating these. They're pretty simple. Try not to go crazy like me and put too much glue. That wasn't my fault. It just poured out of that crazy thing. I'm going to have to scrub my hands when I'm done here, because it's crazy. Okay. Here we go. Let's hope this is right. It's close. I'm not worrying about it being precise. I just kind of want them to be separated. I hate it when I do a book or anything and it's not, you know, centered. Bugs me. Because all I can see is, hey, that's crooked. Hey, that's crooked. Man, that's crooked. So I was looking at different books and so forth today. I have so many little golden books. If there is a little golden book that you are interested in, I do take custom orders, but I'm also going to be doing, starting in September, I'm going to do one Halloween book that's little golden. And I'll probably do 2 or 3 fall books. Now, it just depends on what the need is. And I know last year a lot of people, you know, want to do their December dailies. So be thinking about what you want for a December daily. I have several Christmas ones, and you know, it's so hard to find a book that looks totally perfect, but you do the best you can. But I've got some really cute ones. I've got 2 little babies' first Christmas, and they're precious. The illustrations are precious. I can't remember the illustrator's name at this moment, but okay, I gotta hold that down because I bent it back. All right, okay, so hopefully tomorrow I can do a flip through of the Vivid Nature book, which is my design team project. Okay, I'm getting this little dab of glue off here, and I think we have created our book. Now, this table is pretty much a disaster, so I'll have to make sure I get all the little glue dots, or not glue dots, but actual glue dots. Okay, so this is our book. And I hope you had fun doing this. It's something different, and I think it would make great gifts. You know, like for your friend, if you just want to say, hey, I love you, I appreciate you, kind of thing. I think this makes an impression on especially someone who is not crafty. Do you know what I'm saying? And wouldn't have a clue as to how to do it. And that's the nice thing, is I'm making sure all this is stuck down. It is. I am going to add a little bit of ink on the areas that have a white tinge on the side where we've cut the paper. I'm not going to really ink down on the paper, just on this edge. See, that already looks better, because I don't want the white inside of the book or the paper to stand out when you open the book. Does that make sense? Okay, well, I'm going to go through and do that, but I'm not going to do it on camera because I don't want to bore you to death. But I appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I just hit, if it's somebody I know I always enjoy, I hit a thumbs up as I'm starting the video so I don't forget. And then if I want to subscribe to somebody, I go back and hit subscribe. If you hit the bell, it will give you a notice of all my videos. So, we're getting close. We're getting to the halfway point of reaching, we're like at 440 or 1444 or something like that. So, tell your friends about our channel and share on Facebook or Twitter, or no, I don't think you would want to do it on I think maybe more so on Instagram. So you guys have a good day or good evening. Now it's closer to evening, and I will see you in the next video, which is probably going to be a flip through of the Vintage Nature book. See you guys next time. Bye.